Hey guys, and welcome back for another short flow. Today's session is a 20-minute mobility session. All you're going to need today is a strap, PVC pipe, or an item of clothing, belt, leggings, jumper. If not, don't worry, we'll make do without. Other than that, just some space on the floor, a mat if you have one, and whenever you're ready, come and join me at the front of your mat. And whenever you're ready, come and join me at the front of your mat. Cool. Okay, so if you just come to the center of your mat, and we'll begin with a simple warm-up. So we're just going to begin by rolling our shoulders back and down, maybe 5 times backwards. And then when you've done 5 times backwards, go in the other direction. So shrug them right up to your ears and push them forwards. And again, 5 or 6 rotations forwards. And then when you've done that, just come back to center. We're going to inhale to lift the right arm up, reaching up tall. Exhale as you reach over to the left. Inhale to come back to center, switching over the arms. Exhale, reach over to the right. We're going to do this 5 times each side, moving with your own breath, in your own time. Really use that inhale to find your length as you reach up, and that exhale to fold deeper and stretch through the side body. One more each side. And then this time come back to center. Take your arms out wide, and we're going to wrap the arms around the body as we look behind. Your hand should hit the top of your shoulder, and your other hand should hit your lower back, roughly where your kidney is. So you're just going to swing and wrap. Let the arms just fall wherever they go. Those 2 points are apparently pressure points that awaken the body, enliven the body. We're aiming for about 5 or 6 rotations each side, so I'm going to go for 1 more each side, and then come back to center. Inhale as you lift the arms up high, reaching up tall, extended Tadasana, and as you exhale, come all the way down into your Uttanasana forward fold. As it's the first one of the day, feel free to bend at the knees. Think about drawing the chest over the thighs, crown of the head towards the floor, and then to hold opposite elbow with opposite hand, and just take the ragdoll variation. You can either stay still or you can swing from side to side, back and forth, up and down, whatever your body needs. Just think about opening up that lower back, getting into your glutes, your hamstrings. Take a couple of deep breaths. And then whenever you're ready, just take your hands all the way to the floor, and we're going to step back into our down facing dog position. So from here, we're just going to pedal out the feet. In down facing dog, think about gripping the mat and spreading your fingers with the hands, and then pressing the head through the arms. With your shoulders, create space across the upper back by rotating them outwards so that your neck's now nice and free from your shoulders, and then point your tailbone high towards the sky. You can do this while bending your knees to find that length, and then once you've found that nice long back position, start to pedal the feet and extend through the legs. Getting into those hamstrings, those calves, opening up the ankles, the feet, the hips. Take a few deep breaths. And then once you've done a few pedals on each side, you could take a few pulses through the shoulders if you wish. Pressing the crown of the head towards the floor, opening up the arms and the chest. From here, we're just going to walk the feet all the way back in towards the hands and come all the way back into that Uttanasana ragdoll position this time. See if you can get deeper into this. So think about drawing the chest over those thighs again, crown of the head towards the floor, and just take opposite hand to opposite elbow. You can swing from side to side, back and forth, or if you want to, clasp behind the back of the legs and pull the body into the thighs. Take a few deep breaths. And then inhale to come all the way up, extended Tadasana. And then we're going to exhale as we come all the way back down for our warm-up flow. So coming into your Uttanasana forward fold, hands to the floor, and then just take your feet, walk your feet all the way back to your down-facing dog position. Set yourself up, and then when you're ready, on the next inhale, we're going to take the right foot outside of the right hand, drop the back knee to the floor, and then inhale to lift and twist with your right hand up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release. and then step back to down facing dog. From here, you'll then take the left foot outside of the left hand, dropping the back knee. Inhale to lift and twist. Exhale, release, step back to down facing dog. We're going to do that 5 times on each side, so alternating each time. Just lifting and opening with those shoulders. Inhaling to come forwards and open. Exhaling to step back into your down facing dog position. So I've got 2 more to go each side. Last one each side. And then from here, we're going to come back into our down facing dog position, and then inhale to roll forwards, dropping the hips, coming through to cobra. If cobra is too much for you, feel free to come down to Sphinx on the forearms. It's just slightly less intense on the back. Take a nice deep breath in. Feel free to just wiggle the hips out for a moment. And then exhale as you sit back in extended child's pose. Take a couple of deep breaths here, breathing into the upper back, stretching through the arms, feeling that stretch in the armpits and the lateral muscles as well. And then when you're ready, slowly come up onto your hands and knees, tuck your toes, press back to down facing dog, and just gently walk the feet all the way back in towards the front of the mat, coming into your Uttanasana forward fold. Inhale as you come all the way up, extended Tadasana. Exhale, release, and you should be feeling a little bit more warm and supple. So if you go ahead and grab your rope, strap, PVC pipe, whatever you've got to hand, just wrap one end around one end of your hands. We're going to do some pass-throughs. So you want to have quite a wide grip on your strap, and then you're going to have it sit in your hip crease about there. We're going to then inhale to lift the rope up above the head, reaching up tall. Exhale as it comes back down, tapping the back, and then inhale to come back up and over. Exhale to come back down. So we're just doing 10 of those each side. As you become a bit more mobile and flexible, you could start to shorten the gap in your grip, or your grip width, I guess is the right term for it. As we just open up those shoulders, opening up the chest. And I've lost count, so I'm going to do 3 more each side just for luck. 2, 1. And then you can just release your hand from that strap and place it to one side. You won't need it again. So if you come then to the front of your mat, we're going to come into a crouch curl position. So coming from your Tadasana, think about lifting your toes, pressing your feet firmly into the ground so you've got that nice connection. Inhaling to lift and reach into that extended Tadasana. Exhale as you come all the way down into your Uttanasana forward fold. From here, you're going to inhale to just bend at the knees, bringing your chest towards your thighs and coming into a crouched position, curling at the neck. So try and reach your nose towards your knees. Take a nice deep breath in there. And then as you exhale, push up into your Uttanasana forward fold. We're going to do this 3 times, so we're going to limber the poses. So you're going to inhale to crouch. Exhale to fold forwards. Inhale to crouch. Exhale to fold forwards. From here, you're just going to heel toe your feet out to the edges of the mat. Find your squat stance. And then we're going to inhale to come all the way up, extended Tadasana, palms together at the top. And as we exhale, come all the way down into your garland pose. So take a moment there to set yourself up. Don't worry if your heels are lifted. This is perfectly fine. Mostly, I want you to have a nice upright chest. So if that means you're here today, that's absolutely fine. Once you're in that position, use your elbows against your knees to press the knees apart, pull the chest through. Think about pointing the tailbone towards the floor, crown of the head towards the ceiling, and finding a nice long straight spine. Take a few deep breaths, and then if you want to, you can just limber this pose a little bit by just pulsing up and down, opening up those hips, opening up the groin area. We'll do 5 to 10 pulses, so You can go slow or as fast as you like on this one. Just listen to your body. And then bring the hands back down to the floor. Heel toe the feet back underneath you and just walk the feet slightly back. We're going to come down into a squatting position now. So we're going to take the knees to the floor, but keep the toes tucked underneath. And then you're going to sit back on your toes. So we're going to stay here. This is quite uncomfortable. So if this is too much for you, feel free to just lift up at any point. So we're going to sit back on our heels as much as you can. And then whilst our toes and our feet are stretching out, we're just going to take the arm across the chest and do a quick shoulder stretch, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then switch sides. And again, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. And we'll do some tricep stretches as well. So if you take one hand back, feed the hand down the back of the spine. And if you want to, just take a hold of that elbow with the opposite hand to pull it back. And again, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release and switch sides. Last one, guys. Hang on in there with those toes. Feed that hand back and down the spine and then pull back on the elbow with the opposite hand. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. Come onto your hands and knees. Untuck those toes. Shake them out if you want to. So that's really good for opening up the underneath of your feet. So if you do a lot of running, jumping, anything on your feet, that's a really good one for your undersoles of your feet. We're going to then go into the ankles. So staying in this kneeling position, you can take the hands either beside you, in front of you, and we're just going to lift the knees off the floor, opening up the front of the ankles. So you're aiming for about 10 or so rocks. Just gently easing into the front of the feet, maybe getting a little bit higher each time. And then if you want to, you can hold, taking one hand to one knee, and then maybe switching, or even taking both to both knees, and just hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. Come onto your hands and knees now, and we're just going to do 5 cat-cows. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to limber up the spine. So we're going to inhale as we dip the stomach towards the floor, squeeze the shoulder blades together and look up towards the ceiling. And then as we exhale, we're going to round through the back, pulling the shoulder blades apart, pressing the ground away and sucking the navel back up towards the spine for our cat position. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. One more. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. From here, we're just going to come into a twisted lizard for a quad stretch. So option 1 is to come into the full pose. So you're going to take the right foot outside of the right hand, finding that lizard lunge position so the knee can go forwards and out to the side, keeping those toes grounded, and you can stay either up on your hands or come down onto your forearms. In either case, always keep your eye gaze forwards, keep reaching forwards with your heart, find that long, nice spine, and just take a few deep breaths here. So for all of you, whichever variation you're going to do next for the couch stretch, just help yourself by opening up your groin with this pose, whether you're on your hands or on your forearms. Take 3 deep breaths. And then once you've done your 3 deep breaths, slowly come up onto your hands. So option 1 comes back slightly, and you can just take opposite hand to opposite foot and pull the heel in towards the bum. So if you struggle to reach, you can either use a strap or just come up slightly. Option 2, you can come into this couch stretch, staying on your hand rather than your elbow. You're going to reach back again, opposite hand to opposite foot, bringing that heel in towards your bum. You might just find that helps you. If you've got a short reach, then you might just need to step back further for option 1. So you can just pulse it a few times. Option 3 is to stay in this lizard lunge position. Take the arm back, grab a hold of the foot, pulse that foot in a few times, and then hold it as you come down onto your forearm. From here, we're then gonna roll over onto the knife edge of the front foot. So the big toes are off the floor and the knee goes further out to the side. Grab a hold of the ankle, flex the toes back, and look over the shoulder as you kick the foot back into the hand. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. So that last one is called twisted lizard. So we're going to come around to the other side now. So left foot comes forwards. Again, finding that setup in our lizard lunges. Eye gaze forwards. The temptation is to look down. So keep reaching with that heart forwards. Keep reaching your eye gaze forwards, your chest forwards, everything forwards. Send that knee out to the side. And if you want to, come down onto your forearms wherever you're at. So just do what's good for you today. If this is too much, go back up. Hold for 3 deep breaths. Last deep breath all the way in. And then we're going back to those variations. So coming back up onto the hands, you're either going to step back to grab the foot, stay in the same position and grab the foot, bringing that heel into the glute. We're just all going to pulse it a couple of times just to relieve any cramp in the hamstring. And then for option 3, you're going to hold the heel in, come back down onto that forearm and kick back into that twisted lizard pose, rolling over onto the knife edge of that front foot, so the big toes lifted, looking back over the shoulder, flexing the foot and kicking back into the hand. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release, and come back up onto your hands and knees, and then push back up into down facing dog. From here, you're just going to pedal out the feet, and then walk the hands all the way to the back of the mat and come into your Uttanasana forward fold. From here, just then heel toe your feet out to the edges of the mat. Find your squat stance and then inhale to come all the way up. Palms together at the top. Exhale as you come back down into that garland pose again. So from here, you can just stay here if you want to and just pulse up and down if that was enough for you last time. If you want to take it a step further, take the left hand to the floor. Inhale to lift and twist with the right up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release. Switch sides as you inhale to lift and twist towards the left. We're going to do 3 rotations on each side. In your own time. And then just take both the hands back to the floor. Heel toe the feet back underneath you as you exhale and come into that Uttanasana forward fold. And then walk the hands all the way to the front of the mat. Find your down facing dog position. From here, we're going to step the right foot through, coming into a low lunge. So dropping the back knee to the floor. Right foot comes between the hands. Help it there if you need to. And then reach the heart forwards. Think about rolling those shoulders back and down. Eye gaze forwards. Take a nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, we're going to lift the back knee, straighten the front leg and come into pyramid pose, folding the body over that front leg. So think chest towards thighs, nose towards toes. And then from here, once you're in that position, keeping the left hand grounded, we're going to inhale to lift and twist with the right hand up towards the ceiling. If this is too much for you, feel free to just bend at the knee and come into a twisted side angle instead of the full revolved triangle pose. Exhale, release, reset. And then inhale as you come back into that low lunge. We're going to do that 2 more times on this side and then switch sides. So inhale to low lunge. Exhale to pyramid pose. Inhale to lift and twist into revolved triangle. Exhale, release and reset. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale to lift and twist. Revolve triangle. Exhale, release, and step back to down facing dog and switch sides. So this time, the left foot comes through, plant it between the hands, right knee goes back down towards the floor. Roll those shoulders back and down, set yourself up for that low lunge as you take a nice deep breath in. Feel the hip flexor open on the right side, and then as you exhale, pull back into that pyramid pose. Folding the body over that front leg, straightening that front leg. And then from here, keeping that right hand grounded this time, inhaling to lift and twist with the left up towards the ceiling. Eye gaze to the left fingers. Again, if this is too difficult, feel free to bend that front knee and just come into a twisted side angle pose. Exhale, release, and then reset. So back knee comes back down to the floor. Inhale, come into your low lunge, and we're doing that 2 more times. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale, revolve triangle. Exhale, reset. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale, twisted triangle. Exhale, reset. Come back down and step back with that foot onto your hands and knees. So not quite down facing dog, but hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And we're just going to do thread the needle quickly. So we're going to take the left hand through and under the right arm, bringing the left shoulder to the floor, looking out underneath the right armpit and twisting through the body. Take 3 deep breaths. And then inhale to come all the way back up and then switch sides. So right hand comes through, right shoulder to the floor, look out under the left armpit this time. And again, just take 3 deep breaths. And then when you've taken those 3 deep breaths, just slowly come all the way back up and sit back on your heels in extended child's pose, forehead to the floor. We're going to take 5 deep breaths here, reaching forwards, opening up that upper back by inhaling into the shoulders. Last deep breath all the way in. And then slowly come all the way up onto your hands and knees. Come onto your bum. Swivel yourself around, and we're going to switch onto our backs to do 2 final stretches to finish. So bringing the knees in towards the chest. We're going to take a hold of the left knee with the both hands. Exhaling as we extend the right leg all the way to the floor. And then inhaling to pull that left knee in towards the center of the chest. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, release the tension slightly. And then as you inhale, we're going to bring the knee outside of the chest towards the shoulder. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale, release. And then as you inhale, bring both legs back up to center. Switch over the hands. Extend the left leg this time as you exhale. And as you inhale, pull that right knee in towards the center of the chest. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale, release the tension slightly. And then on your next inhale, bring that knee towards the right shoulder this time, so outside of the chest. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale. And then inhale to bring both knees back up to center. Release the hands, take the hands out wide in a T-shaped position, palms facing down. Drop the toes to the floor, keep the heels lifted, and we're just going to finish with a few window wipers, dropping the knees from side to side, releasing off the lower back. Whilst opening the shoulders, try and keep those shoulders glued to the floor if you can as you do this. And we're just going for 5 or 6 rotations each side. 1 more each side. And then just slowly bring the knees back in towards the chest, hug them with both arms, massage your lower back. Take a moment for yourself. And then whenever you're ready, slowly make your way all the way up to seated and join me in the center of the mat in a cross-legged position or lotus. And then inhale as you lift the hands up above the head, palms together at the top, and as you exhale to the forehead, kind thoughts, to the lips, kind words, to the heart, kind feelings. Namaste.